Hey friends, welcome back to our little Oregon homestead. So it's Saturday and we have all the projects going on today.
I could never settle down too far away from my hometown.
But before we get to that, super quick funny story. Okay, so I'm out here in the orchard area, and a few weeks ago now I guess, we were out here just walking the property, talking and stuff, and I had my hair down like I do now, and I was just kind of messing with it, and we are walking over the grass, and Micah's like, watch where you're walking because there are bees' nests burrowed into the grass. They go into the holes that gophers and other animals make, and they make their nests in there. So he's like, watch where you're stepping, there's gonna be bees. And as he says that, he walks over a nest and they start to come out. And so he walks on, he leaves the area, and I'm walking behind him and the bees are coming out of their nests. I'm like, it's fine, I'm not afraid of bees, I don't have an issue with bees. But when Micah first started taking down all the blackberry bushes that are around the property, he got stung a ton, and so he ended up going to get a bee suit because he didn't want to get stung anymore. And so he rides around his tractor with a bee suit on, and I always made fun of him for it because I'm like, you're ridiculous, this looks ridiculous, and you're funny. But so we're walking through the pasture, and he moves away from the bee's nest as they're coming out, and I'm behind him, so I'm kind of walking right over them, and I'm fine until I notice that a bee flies into my hair and it gets stuck in there. It ends up right like in this area right here, and I'm freaking out now because like I know it's gonna get mad because it can't get out. I'm kind of waving my hair and I'm making it even more angry as I'm doing that, and then of course it starts to sting me, and I don't know what kind of bee it was, but I swear it stung me like a million times. It stung my ear, it stung my head. I was so sore, like I thought like my ear was like falling off, no joke. And finally I get it out, but not before. I'm freaking out, I'm bent over kind of trying to get the bee out, and Micah comes over and he's trying to help me get this bee out, and I kid you not, he whacks me in the head, and it wasn't even on the side that the bee was on. He just whacks me on the other side of my head. I think there was ulterior motives there. I think he was trying to get out some stored up aggression or something because he wasn't even going for the bee at that point. But finally I get it out, and I am so sore. It's just ridiculous. Like the next 2 days, my whole side of my head is so sore. But being out here in this area reminded me of that. I'm like, oh, I haven't shared that story. It's a good one. So there you go. You're welcome. But the real reason I'm out here is because, one, we watched Kiss the Ground last night, and if you haven't seen it, definitely go and watch it. It's on Netflix. Highly recommend it. Super informative, super just good information that, I mean, like, we're kind of semi-aware of, but not on such a big scale, and it was just super good, super eye-opening, and it's a must-watch for sure. But anyway, it kind of motivated us to get some projects done today. So Micah's got his project going on, and I'm out here in the orchard area, kind of off to the side a little bit, where we're going to end up putting our compost pile. So the main reason we want to do this compost pile is because the way I'm doing my garden, I started off with a no-dig approach where I laid down the cardboard and we had to buy compost. We had to bring it in, and I put the compost over the cardboard, and that's where I planted. But obviously every year you kind of have to top it off and refill the area that you've used the previous year. So eventually in the future, I don't want to end up having to buy a truckload of compost every year to fill my garden beds. And as we expand the garden, it's going to get to be more and more. So what our goal Our long-term goal is to be able to produce enough of our own compost to use that to top off the garden beds. That's what we're beginning over here. Right now it's super small scale. It's going to be just a really small area, but our goal is to build it up, so it's a pretty big area. I don't know exactly what size Micah has in mind yet, but enough to support our garden. And that's what the eventual goal is. But right now, I'll move you guys over a little bit. Right now, it's just this little area that I was working on earlier today. So what I did is I laid some cardboard down just to kill off the weeds and kind of just protect it from the stuff that's already there. And then I just topped it off with some branches and logs and some stuff that was already composting on its own just on the forest floor. So I took some of those branches, I put them on there, and then we had some stuff from the chickens and the baby chicks that I then put on top of that. And then I went and grabbed some of our good topsoil that we have, and I moved it over just to give it a good jump start.
I dare you dig a little deeper. It makes you feel a little stronger. Who knows what you may find? You'll see in your own time. It might just take a little longer. It all goes by so slowly. Ooh, you waited your whole life. Your days turn into nights. Now let the river flow deep into the ocean. All the time you are moving with emotion. Let the river flow. Can you hear it whisper? It goes by so slow, like a solitary drifter. How dare you run a little faster? One step, you are on your way now. Embrace all your weakness. Therein lies the secret. The water's never gonna drain out. It all goes by so slowly. Ooh, you waited your whole life. Your days turn into nights. Now let the river flow deep into the ocean. All the time you are moving with emotion. Let the river flow. Can you hear it whisper? It goes by.
And the goal is to get out here and mix it, stir it, and add to it as much as possible. So with the chickens, we have a source there for manure. We're going to get rabbits, and we'll have that source as well. And then we have all our kitchen scrappings that we're going to end up having too. And then anytime we rotate the garden out with new vegetables, we're going to take the old ones and put them out here. So we have a pretty good source of what we can use. It's just a matter of making it a priority and actually getting it out here and stirring it to be able to use in the future. So long-term goal will be to build a shelter around this, build a cover over it, and essentially what I want to do is have probably 3 different areas so we can rotate it as we go. So once that's a little bit further along, we want to be able to rotate it into a different bin and keep it going there, start a new pile, and kind of be able to have it ongoing. So then we'll rotate it to the 3rd bin, and once that's set, it'll go into the garden to use for the new plants that will be going in. So what we really want to focus on is keeping our soil healthy, and composting is one way to do that. So that's what this project was today. Eric came out and helped me a little bit, and it was just good to spend a whole day out here. I love the weekends. I love being out on the property as much as I can. I love spending time with the animals and just being able to enjoy it. I don't get out here nearly often enough during the week, and I really want to soak it all in as much as I can on the weekends. So I love projects. We love being able to enhance and add to what we already have set up, and it's just another little baby step forward to get this property to what we want it for and what we've been given it for. So that was my project today. That was my funny story today. Oh, bee. Another bee. I have PTSD from this whole bee thing, and if I was smart, I would put my hair up and not let any bugs get into it, but I did not do that, so it's my fault. I only have myself to blame. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for supporting us, and thanks for enjoying this process along with us. It's been super fun. It's been so much work, and I feel like I say that every video, that it's a lot of work, because it is, but there has not been one moment that I haven't enjoyed, and I really think back to the 2 months before we moved out here, where I just wanted to be out here. I just wanted to be able to look at my backyard and see just nature and mountains and trees, and I wanted to come out here to pick an apple just to use it in an apple pie, because I know exactly where it came from. It's pretty much exactly what I dreamt of. It's exactly what I thought it would be, and I don't take it for granted. I don't take it lightly. I'm so grateful for the opportunity we've been given out here, and I'm just so happy I get to share it. So once again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.